Hello, it's Paul. I'm going to give you a quick introduction, as fast as I can, that is, to Zoho Projects. This is 2019, full introduction to Zoho Projects. I'm actually surprised I've never done this before. I'll show you exactly how you can use it, how your team can use it, obviously to manage projects, to track everything on a project that needs to be done from the start to finish. I'll show you integrations with other Zoho apps, and I'll show you especially with something like Zoho CRM and things like that. So I'm going to give you everything you need on Zoho Projects today. This is not a full tutorial of how to use it. This will just be an introduction of the best features and ideas for you to use it. There is going to be full training on paulnicholson.com. It's free. If you go to paulnicholson.com, Zoho Projects, I think it was one of the first. Here it is. Look, Zoho Projects. And it's free to use. You just sign up, and there'll be separate lessons for each aspect. So don't feel like you've got to watch this video and learn everything in one go. What we'll do is we'll go through everything, and if you're watching on YouTube, I will itemize where each lesson starts. So I'll start different sections. I'll put the times where they start. So if you only watch a little bit, you can come back later and view it. If you're in the training, you can obviously see the areas for lessons. So before we start, I always just say, can you just pause me at this point, and wherever you're watching it, if you're watching it on my website or if you're watching it on YouTube, just comment and tell me why you're here. It really helps me year on year make these videos better, makes me understand what your requirements are, and I can comment back with some links to maybe more specific training for you or some ideas for you. So just do me a favor, press pause. Tell me why you're here. Thank you. Right, so first things I always like to jump into first is pricing, because there's no point you watching a full video if you're not expecting to pay anything or you want to see what the free version is. So there's a free version that is down here. 5 users, 2 projects, Google Apps, custom status, feeds, calendars, and a forum, and not a great big deal of file space. Obviously, as you pay, you get a little bit more, £16 a month. Is this on annual? This is yearly, so annually. They're monthly. 10 users, 5 attached files up to 5 gig, which is quite big. Then you go up to the next level, which is twice as much, but you're getting extra features, and obviously then we go into the further. So what I'm going to show you is the enterprise level of Zoho Projects. So I'm not sure exactly what's missing from the free version to enterprise, but what I recommend is Zoho One, which gives you enterprise included. So if you come to z1trial.com, you'll see the link below. Zoho One is all of Zoho's apps within one subscription. So 40 integrated apps, productivity applications into one subscription, and you can sign up for a free trial, 30-day trial. That's what I recommend. Isn't the pricing on that page, is there? But it's $175 a month for 5 users, or $90 a month for 1 user. But I'll put links to better information on pricing. But in this tutorial, we're going to go through on enterprise level. So this is the top tier that we're going to show. But obviously, there's different levels for your business, depending on how many people you need to log in, how many people need to access it, all that sort of stuff, okay? So let's take an initial walk round. A lot of you will be coming straight to projects.zoho.com. Some of you might be using it via your CRM, where you'll go, projects, actually there, isn't it? And you'll notice that when it opens, the sub menu is the same as the projects menu. So it's no difference if you're using it from Zoho CRM or if you're using it in projects. You actually see at the top there, crm.zoho.com, and then it just shows you this within that, or projects.zoho.com, and you will be in the main app menu, really. That's if you're not using CRM. So home feed's going to give you information on tasks that you've got to do, any reports, any issues that's coming up. Obviously mine's not actually populated with any information at the minute, but it's going to give you everything you need to look at in a snapshot. What do I need to do? What do I need to do today? Down here, there is a test project in there that's showing some information. But you can edit this, anything with Google, you can move around, you can customize, you can turn things on, turn things off, depending on what you want to see that's important to you. So a lot of people say, I get a lot of comments like, "Oh, it's too much. It's too much product. It's too much. There's too many features for me." Well, just turn stuff off. If you only want tasks, then turn other things off. Don't feel like you've got to use every single feature of a platform. If it's going to confuse you, just filter it down to what's important to you. You can always add stuff later. So if we go into the feed, you can see with the team, it's a little bit like what's happening. Starting a new project today. Submit. You can add things, you can add pictures, you can add documents, things to this. You can see, you can quickly add tasks and milestones to projects, right? You can quickly go through it, and I need to add this file. I don't know what that screenshot is. I need to add this to that project under folder discussion, right? You can quickly throw things in, throw things about. I need to write a forum about in this project. So you can manage everything from the feed quickly, but obviously you're going to jump into your products. But it's just a cool way to see what's happening, see other people's comments, see everything that's that's being done. And I'll log in as somebody else in my team as well, so I'll show you that. But obviously you're going to get the projects is the main area where you're going to open up. This is just a test project that's probably in your system as well. Again, in this project, the home dashboard is going to give you all the information, task status. We've got 14 open, 2 closed, work overdue with items, team status. So you're obviously going to have teams and who's assigned what and how many they've got done, and any issues, the go-getters. And again, you can edit and change this. Upcoming events, you can delete it. You can add things later. You can turn things off. You can edit things right from here. The best thing with Zoho is that you can always get to different places via different links. They always bring you back to where you need to be, and it's not always like linear. Like I've got to go to here to here. You can jump all over the place and get to different places. The feed is just the feed for this project, not the whole not all the projects. So this feed up here is for every project. This one here is just for the one that you've got open. Tasks, obviously a massive part of any project. Adding your tasks, adding who's assigned to it, how far a task is completed, and really getting a snapshot of where this project's at. And obviously different styles that you can set up, different views you can filter. You can filter down to say, just show me mine, just show me open, just show me what's overdue. Any issues, you can flag issues. It's a quick way of saying there's a problem with this, we need to sort it out. It's like an issue task rather than a standard task. Milestones is like a group of tasks. So if you've got, I'll show you an example when we go through a full project where, I work in security industry, so it's easier for me to get my head around security stuff. It's as if a house is being built and you've got to go and do all the wiring. So the first milestone is get the first fix done, get all the wiring in place, get the architect to sign off on it, get the builder is going to tell you when it's ready to come for the second fix. So the milestone is getting all the wires in place. The second milestone would be installing all the sensors in the panel and doing the programming, and then the final milestone would be handover to the customer. But within that milestone, there's going to be separate tasks in there, so you bulk everything together. We're looking at calendars. We're going to see what's due, where people have got to go, what people have got to do. General calendar with the top, any events, any meetings that are scheduled. Documents, any documents that needed to be uploaded for this project that you can see. That's the one I uploaded off the feed. Things that people can access, like again in the security industry, it would be, can the technician see the quote? Can the technician see what you've said to the customer? Where the customer can't see that, you can invite the customer in and they can only see certain things. So all documents on that project, things like manuals and stuff like that. Timesheet, people booking time to this. I'm going to show you Zoho Expense working with this as well. We want to be able to see all this billable time versus non-billable time, any expenses that are being tagged to this project, so we can see the profitability of the project as well. Again, different views are going to search and going to be better for you. Finance, and that's what we're going to talk. This project's not got an account. We're going to see where this project's at all times in the costing, isn't it? You need to see, hold on a minute, this job's nearly running out of time. It's running over. We need to get it finished. We need to see where it's at profitability wise. Forums, you can have a discussion forum where someone can write a post and people can comment. You can jump in and you can comment down the bottom, just like any forum. So each project has its own little discussion area. Pages, you can create separate pages. So if there's a certain thing you want to create, like an information page or a contact information page, this is all the information on this project. We could create a page, like a website page. Any chat, you can talk obviously between different groups, different chat topics, so you can create information where people can jump in and put in their 2 penneth. Add users, obviously you can add the rest of your team. Let's add max marketing. So you can see, you can add your team, add other people who's allowed to work on this project, and then reports at the end. All that sort of, everybody loves a Gantt. Everybody tells me they love this Gantt thing. I'm not a project manager or architect, but you can see the Gantt scale going across of when things are going to be done, when things are moving into each other's tasks and stuff like that, isn't it? So everything you'd expect. And you can customize it like with anything in Zoho. You can customize, you can edit, you can change names if that doesn't make sense. If you don't call it tasks, you call it something else, just change it. You can go in and configure where it'll be layout and fields. You can go in and change things. Standard layout, move things around. If you don't like things being here, you can move things around. I'm not going to change it too much. But Zoho is fully customizable to work as you want it to within your organization. So that's just that's the tabs explained. Right. So rather than me showing you now each area, let's just go through a full project. Let me show you exactly what's going to happen, how I see it for you. So obviously you can go to projects and click new and fill out any information within here. But what I want to show you is that most of you are probably coming from Zoho CRM, aren't you? So what you've got in your Zoho CRM is you've got your deals going through your pipeline, and then I'm going to grab this one because it's a security based one, and I'm going to say it's a one deal, right? What's up with this? Oops, I didn't. That column's in the wrong place. I'm going to move it to closed one, which is probably where it already was. I was just surprised there's a few over there. So this is a one deal. So we're going to go here and say you've won this deal. So once the customer's signed off, you're going to create a project here. Look, Zoho Project, create. And it's going to come up. Project name, project template. If you've got templates set up, I haven't got any set up. But if you're a security company, you probably have one for CCTV systems, for fire alarms, for burglar alarms, automatic gate. You probably have project templates set up for things that need to be done all the time, right? So I'm just going to say this, it's Big Birch Lake CCTV system, right? So I'm going to go add a project, Big Birch Lake CCTV system, right? So I can do it right from within CRM. Project template, there isn't any, but if I had a CCTV system that I did all the time, I would create a template with set tasks, set milestones, and do that. Project owner's me. Start date, let's say it's today. Well, let's say it's going to start in a week and it needs to be finished by the end of March. The project group, if you group areas, if you group sections, so if it's an installation department, a service department, a support department, whatever department group you have, you can obviously add groups. Project overview. Install full CCTV system at Big Birch Lake. Liaise with Big John. I don't know, you'd write something. Obviously, there's more information if you want to. Billing status is billable. Billing method based on projected hours or staff hours. So projected hours is what you would put in your quote. Staff hours is more time and materials sort of work into. If you do things that you haven't given them a cost for, you would just add it up, but at least they could see it going up. Project budget, again, based on an amount that you've set or based on based on hours that you're going to go off, how many hours you've quoted or an amount total. So this was, I think it was 10,000 on that back one there. Project users, we can add some users. Let's add the team. Done. I obviously haven't got the other two guys set up on here. Add client use. I'm gonna leave this blank, but obviously you can add here anybody within here. In fact, I'll add the customer who's tagged as the client, but I'll show you again later how to add more people. And save, right? And that builds your project. So now in Zoho Projects, in your Zoho CRM, you've got a project. If you go back here and refresh just the project side, it's going to show up here, Big Birch Lake CCTV. So again, you can bounce around places and find things. So if you're a salesman and you've sold this job, you can actually go into it if you're allowed and see the status of it. So a lot of people that I work with in CCTV, the salesman gets paid when the job is completed, when the job's billed. They don't get paid on sign off. They get paid on invoice. So if you've done this sale from your Zoho CRM, you want to be able to go to this. Hey, what's happening with that? Tag it however you want, and then go to the project and see. It actually shows you there, doesn't it? In a quick view. Let me go back. It actually shows you how far it's done. What's the issues? It's going to show you how close that project is to being completed, so you know when you're going to get paid, right? So again, you can jump around different places within Zoho to get to the same place, right? So let's start building out milestones and those things that are going to really affect getting this project done. So we're doing a CCTV project, so we're going to create our first milestone after it's been sold. I'm going to call it pre-installation checklist. It's going to start today. It needs to be done by the end of the month. Who's responsible? I'm going to make Sarah Inventory responsible. The inventory manager is going to make sure this job is ready to go. Internal, external. Are we going to let the client know the status of this task list? On this, no, I'm not, because there might be information on pricing and costs and things that you don't want them to see, and they don't really need to see until you start their project. So for this bit, I'm going to leave them out of the loop. I'm going to add it. So within that, I can add little sections, and again, you can be if you've got a template, it can already pre-build this stuff. So you could, if you're doing an installation, there might be 10 things that you have to do on every single one, which generally it is. So it'll be receive. I always spell receive wrong. Receive all paperwork. Add a task. Customer sign off. Add order equipment. I'm a bit out of the loop. I haven't done this for a while. Receive equipment. Job box ready. So if you have some sort of place where you store all the inventory before it goes out. So that's just sort of the checklist to get that milestone done, right? So when you go milestones now, you're going to see that you've got 10 days to do it, but there's nothing actually assigned yet. So there's different ways of getting to places. You can assign a task to a milestone. Add a task. And then down here, task list, you can pick which one on that milestone it goes to. Or you can go to the milestone and click a task, a checklist, and then add a task. So again, as I keep saying, Zoho's got many different ways of getting to the same place, so it's a really cool way of doing it, isn't it? Right, so I've added a few more milestones. One's customer sign off, and in the installation phase, down to the install manager, and then the paperwork and invoice should be down to the accounting. Should be down to the accountant. Marion Accounts is going to get us all signed off and paid, right? So let's start adding some tasks. So let's talk about tasks now. So each area needs a task so we can see where it is up to, right? So I'm going to go to tasks, add a task, and say, trying to think, order equipment. Order equipment. Job box ready. So receive equipment. So order equipment. We're going to do it here. Drop any files. So if you've got some paperwork you want to put in, select the user or owner. It's going to be Sarah in inventory. Needs to be done very quickly. The 21st to the 23rd. Priority is high because it's the thing needs to be done. You can add to the CRM as well, so that when they go in, they can see their tasks. So order equipment. Sarah would get an email. Add another task. Schedule architect. Get on site with architect. For plans or something, I don't know. And that might be receive all. This could be where we're going to put that. Job box ready, receive all paperwork. Maybe this, we'll put it in receive all paperwork. Okay, we're going to say that it's down to Harry, the install manager, and he needs to do it sometime in the next week. Priority medium. Add. Could add it to his CRM as well. So you can see that it's easy to add tasks and start building out what needs to be done. You're going to start seeing here in the pre-install checklist, we've got 0 of 2 tasks done. So when Harry, am I logged in as Harry? Let's have a look. I can't remember the password I set up for Harry. Will this work? DD. Yeah, I can't remember. Let's go for, who's this? Oh, let me refresh it. Sorry. Before I start the next level, I'll. So this is Max the Technician. Okay, let's give Max the Technician I'm logged in as them. So let's go. Milestone, installation phase. Let's add a task. Oh no, not a task list. Oh, I haven't created any task list. That's why it didn't show up. So installation phase, site survey, add wiring. It's called first fix. Let's go first fix. Second fix. So what we're going to do here now on the site survey is we're going to send Max to this. So site survey technician. First look tech survey. Any information, and we're going to send Max the technician, and we're going to send him tomorrow, and he's got a day to do it. Priority is high. Save and associate. Birch, save. So now when I go to Max, you can go to My Tasks and then see that you've got to go for a site survey. Any issues that's yours, you would get an email as well. So obviously Max would go here and write in met on site, all good, should be an easy job, and change the status to closed. And that's it. You could also set a meeting up there as well. So when I go back to here, I'm going to have milestones, pre-installation, install phase here, and now it's going to say the site survey is completed. And you can see and you can view what's been said, comments, activities. Here you go. I might not have saved it. So you can see that you can add, you can assign people, you can put information and get people more organized. So let's talk about an issue. Let's add an issue. If there's a problem with anything, we can go to issues, add an issue, submit an issue and just put it and then tag it, or we can go the other way again and go to milestone, go to pre-installation and say there's going to be an issue. We're going to say associate an issue, order delayed, order payment went through late, not on the delivery, something like that, right? Drop any files and information assigned. It's going to be Sarah Inventory who would actually be setting it up. Reminder, you can obviously set a reminder day 2 days before. Add followers. You might want to tell the install manager. You might want to say the technician. Due date, I think it's going to be due on the 26th. Why would I put it? Yeah, 26th. Severity, slow stop or showstopper. My eyes are going. Say it's a major. It's part of the pre-installation checklist, and it's part of the release milestone. Is where it's from. The affected. It's going to affect the installation phase. Module. I don't think we got any. Oh, it was already on there. I don't know why it showed. Class, information, enhancement. You can change these to whatever you need. Performance. Is it reproducible? This is more tech stuff, isn't it? And then flag internal. So we've now got an issue popped up that we need to deal with. And obviously when you view, you can see here now pre-installation, there's 2 tasks and 1 issue. But obviously if Sarah, was it Sarah in the inventory? She can go in and close it. All good. Equipment is here. Add a comment, and you can send it to everybody as well. And you can see now the issues are being tracked, the tasks are being tracked, larger milestones are being tracked, and we can see the status starting to build of this job, right? Where we've got days coming up and everything like that. Okay, so let's move on to tracking some hours, tracking some works this time. Come back to Max. I've reopened his site survey just for this example. So Max has now got to pull wires, install the wires, and a site survey. So we're going to go to the site survey, and we're going to log hours to it. We're going to say we went today, note, all good. Set a start and time. So we'll say we went at 1 p.m. and we were there for an hour. 2 p.m. Billable or non-billable, it's a site survey, so generally non-billable. But then if it's a bigger project, nothing's billable. you're just tracking hours. Depends how you're building the project, right? If you're billing it via if you're billing it to a budgeted price or a total price, it'd be non-billable, but you would track the hours to see if it was making money or not. But if it was a time and material job, you would book every hour. But that's down to your procedures, right? So we've closed that. We've added an hour to it. Now we're going to go and add some hours to this job. Add logged hours today. You can't log in the future, right? So let's try go back. First fix. Set time. 8 a.m. Sorry, it's going to be late. 9 a.m. until 5. Billable. Add hours. End date must be 5 p.m. Add logged hours today. All technicians doing it later. 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. Billable. Add logged hours. So you can see it's easy for people to track hours to your projects. And then we can say it's also closed, it's been done. And that's that finished, and we've got hours logged to the job. So I think you're getting the gist of how it can work for your business. If we can see now the timesheets from those hours, we can see 15 billable and 1 non-billable. So we can see if the costs are set up, how much it's cost. We can see where the job's at. We can see in the reporting the Gantt diagrams being built out on the projects. Obviously, I've not got a lot of actual projects, but I can see now where everything's being done, where everything's being used. There's a lot to learn, and I don't think you're going to stick around on YouTube to learn it all in this video. So again, if you come to paulnicholson.com and look for Zoho Projects Quick Start Full Training, I will build this out lesson by lesson so that you can understand better exactly how to use Zoho Projects. It's a powerful tool that a 30-minute YouTube video is not going to be able to show you everything, is it? But hopefully I've given you an introduction overview. Remember to come and use or consider using Zoho One. So go to zoho1trial.com and find out more about Zoho One. Find more about logging in and seeing everything you need from Zoho One with all their apps under one price. So you get top tier level apps on every single platform. I hope that helped. I'll add things, ask me questions, add comments, come to the training. Also come to the forum, the Zoho One forum, where we're going to add Zoho Projects. We'll start building out a question and answer section in Zoho Projects. I'll put some videos that have already been done by Zoho. I'll put some new videos by me in there. And you'll get the full answers. I know in this introduction you haven't got exactly how to do it, but I just wanted to show you the power of Zoho Projects, not necessarily how to actually use it start to finish. So I hope it helped. I hoped it was a good starter for you. Leave a comment, let me know where you're at, and I'll see you soon.